Alex, you are chasing the story of 3,000 New Jersey residents who are not only in jeopardy of losing their housing, but they're in jeopardy of losing a lot more than that in terms of their benefits. These are people that are really struggling. What do you got?
Bill, the housing assistance program that New Jersey operated for years to give assistance to people who are on disability and trying to pay the rent in their homes is gone. But the people aren't going down without a fight. They're trying to make their voices heard here at the Franklin Township Municipal Building, which served as a court of sorts today, where people were able to appeal the decision to cut off the New Jersey Housing Assistance Program. Now, you'll remember that the governor extended benefits for 4 months to give people a chance to find another place to live. But there's a catch. If they received assistance for August, September, and October, while the appeals were being processed, they got to pay the state back. That means hundreds, potentially thousands of dollars owed to people whose only income is one Social Security insurance check of about $700 some a month and food stamps for them to eat. Don't know how they're going to be able to pay it back. I was here for these hearings. There's a lot of frustration at the state.
This is America. It's not a third world country.
Now, these hearings are going on all over the state, but there's really very little that the judges presiding over them can do. After all, the program's been cut. And the state's doubled down on that. While they say that they're going to be giving the 4 months of assistance to help people out, they say that regulations require that if they lose the appeal, they have to pay back the money. Also showing up for her hearing was Melissa Chanou, a 47-year-old woman who suffers from fibromyalgia and intense chronic pain. I had met up with Melissa yesterday to talk about her situation and get a better idea of what she's facing. This is it right here.
This is it right here. Right near a tiny closet over there.
Huh. The HAP program was paying $600 out of Melissa's $750 a month rent. And without it, she couldn't stay in her place in Lambertville. Without permanent housing, Melissa's life is in pieces. She's been able to find a room for the winter, but doesn't know where she'll go after that. And her belongings are scattered. A friend's car, a storage unit that she rents in a nearby town for $70 a month. I decided to take some of her stuff there to keep it while she figures out her housing situation. How much notice did you get that the state was going to be cutting off these payments?
2 weeks. Barely. As far as we all understood, we had this temporary assistance. We knew it was temporary, but it would hold us until the federal assistance could kick in. And then all of a sudden it's dropped out.
And on the way, we talked about her pain, what she's been through, and how she doesn't like being on the disability rolls but has no choice.
I have a hard time accepting help, taking charity. None of that works for me.
I can tell that. I mean, you don't want to be on this assistance program.
No, not at all.
But what's your alternative?
I want to be, right, I don't have an alternative. Right now, I'm depending on the goodwill of people.
Is it this one or this one?
The next one. Just going back through the airs. Anything good? Right now, I'm tired to the point where I don't have time out of control.
Right this moment?
Yes. Writing would take a lot of thought and thinking. Words are speaking. Yeah, that's why I'm closing my eyes, because if I do nothing but think about the words, I can put them together. My hips have a lot of sharp pain. And I really just need to sleep for a couple days. I need to lay down. But I tried to keep working.
Right.
I tried to find a way to not be on disability because I don't want to be on disability. I like to be active. I like to do things. I like to get out. I like to take part in life. I'm very independent. When I was young, I've moved my whole apartment almost entirely by myself, except the big furniture, you know. So.
Is it a little then difficult for you to be on disability?
Yes, I'm grateful for it and hate it at the same time. I'm able to do things. There's so many people in this situation that don't have that option.
True, and it's made even more limited by the fact that the assistance ended, I think.
There's some people who can't walk. They're in a wheelchair, and they found themselves in the assistance helped them find a place that was wheelchair accessible.
Now, the judge closed these hearings to the public, so I wasn't allowed inside. I waited anxiously for about an hour as Melissa was inside having her case heard. They finally came out, and I asked them how it went.
Not so good. I don't think social services seems pretty convinced that they're not going to, that I have plenty of options and that this isn't something that should be a concern.
And now here's another interesting subtext to all this, Bill. Melissa said that during the hearing, the Board of Social Services and the judge told her that she had the option of moving in to an assisted living facility, maybe outside of Hunterdon County, but who would be paying for that? Well, that would be Medicaid, Bill. And that seems to be some of the options that they're presenting for people who are in these situations.
So, Alex, you're saying the state is punting and pushing this off to the feds? Is that what you're telling me?
In at least this one case, it's come up before. You remember that I interviewed Jean Chiavarello. She also has been, that's the option's been presented to her too. Go into assistance and get Medicaid to pay.
There's no question that these people do need help, but beggars can't be choosers. The state has a lot of other issues that it has to balance when it comes to these kinds of programs. Cutting this program saved the state $15 million. You got to appreciate that's good fiscal policy from the state's perspective. Democrats would probably just have raised everyone's taxes.
I am upset by this just thinking about the politicians that are making the decisions to cut these kinds of programs while politicians earning six figures with a part-time job in the legislature, $50,000 or more. I'm thinking maybe of Steve Sweeney, who wants to be our governor, earning several $100,000. I'll bet you he'll still collect his pension when he leaves the state Senate. No cuts there for the politicians, while people with serious debilitating diseases could be out in the street. It's disgusting. Every New Jerseyan should be offended by this.